Hello you, welcome to Geekism. How are we, folks? Noga, good to see you back. Sorry for the late start today, the little shit wouldn't get to sleep. Noga, good to see you back. Sorry as well for being quite quiet, which I think I am going to be. I think I have a problem with my audio interface that the microphone's going into. I think it's starting to fail, basically. So I apologise. I apologise for that. Let me see if I can add a bit of gain to it. You let me know if I'm too quiet or loud enough or what. We got a pencil. Yeah, well, I didn't do anything. It came on after about an hour and a half. So. Morning, afternoon. Yeah, afternoon here, 1:36 PM in southern Ontario. It's a beautiful 36 degrees outside. So quite glad to be sat here in the air conditioning while we stream for a little bit in Planet Zoo. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a good Flirms Day. We're into July now, I know that much. We're in July Flirms Days now. I'd say you're a little quiet. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. Like I say, I think my my Focusrite audio interface is starting to fail me now. So I have to maybe look at upgrading that to something a bit beefier. I always kind of knew it was on the sort of lower side of what I needed it to be, but yeah, unfortunately. Lulani, welcome. Lovely day not working for once. Nice to have a day off. I'm very glad that you chose to spend it with us. Thank you so much. So yeah, we've been working on the Okapis for the last couple of live streams. We did this in the first one, and we did this in the second one, and we've just done a bit of this as we've gone. How's family? All good, Andrew? Thank you. Yeah, Nicola's in work. What's up with these? These are not happy. Yeah, come on then, unbox all. I don't know where you're getting stuck, but you are, aren't you? Yeah, Nicola's at work. Xander is in bed, having a little nappy nap. But they're doing okay. I know I asked a dozen, but Planet Coast are coming back. Don't know. Looking forward to finding a crazy just want to watch. Oh, thank you. I went to a zoo today. It was good, but I do feel a bit weird seeing so many people in one place. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, right? A lot of their places have opened up today in the UK. I know, like theme parks and stuff, which is, I don't know, it seems a little premature for me personally. That does, but you know, hopefully everyone who went is safe and sensible. Okay, let me just check. So you've got the marula tree that you don't like. I don't care. Tropical. We're just doing tropical. I don't care if you've got a couple of trees you don't like. This is what it is. I want some, like, bush. Yeah, this stuff. There we go. Looking to get in a better fish. Just starting. Long beautiful fins is a good stress relief. Are you talking to me? Sorry. I would never close. It's very scary. Yeah. There's anywhere safe work. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Hi, bro. I am from Tamil Nadu. Awesome. I have no idea where that is, but welcome. Small and quite spacious zoo, but even so, after so much time being either alone or at work with one adult and 5 kids, hundreds of people in one place was super weird. It really was, right? Honestly, in Israel, we're in the midst of the second wave of it. Oh man, it's not fun. I hope you can stay as safe as you can. There, we need to really sort of fill out some groundwork here, I think, with these. Do these work upside down? Not great, so you kind of get those lines. Never mind. Yes, I was talking to you about the bait. Yeah, I have no interest in keeping fish again. We have done in the past. I had a 120 litre tropical tank for years. but it was a hell of a lot of work and a big expense. And as much as I loved having them, I haven't really got the time or inclination to keep them again, even just a little later. As cute as they are. I wonder if there's any pubs which open today. Oh, I would anyway. Yeah, well, I mean, I do go to pubs, but yeah, I would not be frequenting a pub in England today. No way. Being super safe, I hardly ever leave my apartment. Plus, just finished the first year of my BA, so not working, so no reasons for me to leave my house. I mean, there are health reasons to leave a house. You know, make sure you're getting a bit of exercise, getting a bit of fresh air and stuff. But yeah, I kind of get you. We only really go out to shop, or we did. Saying this, we did go to the beach last week. We did go and we found a relatively quiet beach and had a day there. And I didn't feel too bad about that because it was quiet and we were very socially distanced. As best we could be, you know. Now I'm just trying to get a bit of a palette for the ground here. See what we think. How you finding the streaming update? I genuinely, Felix, we played it for about an hour before my power went out yesterday, and I haven't really played it since. We'll go back into it tomorrow, but it seems fine. I haven't got playing zoo, but I've been making a zoo in Planet Coaster like yours. Oh, awesome. Hey, John, so you haven't been able to cast a stream all week because of work. I'm glad to be here watching the streams after work. Oh, thanks. And then I answered your swimming. I'm answering them the wrong way around. Sorry, Felix, but welcome. Oh. Was the stream maybe? Was there a bit of a glitch on the stream there, or is it just me? Oh. Like, the stream looks really, really glitchy to me. Is it? Or is it just my version of it is? Isn't Animal Crossing? I mean, it's close enough. There's animals. They cross. No glitches, it's good. There's a bit of lag. Yeah, like, see, if that was me watching that, that's unwatchable. They cross. No glitches, it's good. There's a bit of lag. Sorry, I'm listening to myself, that's annoying. Yeah, some lag for me as well. No issues. It shouldn't be laggy. I mean, we have the good internets. Alright, well, if it gets really bad, let me know and I'll see what I can do. But it looks awful on my screen. I wonder what it looks like on my phone when my phone's on charge. Never mind. I'll take your word for it that it's chopped there for a bit. No issues. Now and again, in my head in. Yeah, it's irritating, right? We haven't never seemed to got into a groove with live streaming since we moved here. Facecam is fine. It's the game. Yeah, it's the game's glitching, right? Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can fix it. How about that? Maybe that was the problem. Hold on, I'm waiting on my screen to see if it fixed it. That was the issue. It's not a internet thing. It's the fact that sorry, that's my fault. So basically, I can have the display show, I can have my screen show, or I can do that, which is a switch. And what I actually had was the switch in the background on behind the display, and that was what was causing the issue. Right? Okay. Sorry about that. That was going to bug me. That was. I was saying, just cause it then being really choppy. Okay, because this should run smooth as butter. The game runs smooth as butter on my computer, so that should not be a problem. Right, so tropical rocks. Let's go. Dynamic mossy rock. I think that's a good want to go for. We've also got the regular tropical. I've never used these dynamic mossy before. Are they a bit too mossy? Or are they okay? I suppose the ones nearer the water would be mossy, right? But then as we sort of come out, maybe not so much. The problem is like there's a bit of a sort of definite line there which it wouldn't have, right? Or would it, I suppose? Look, treat it more like an algae. You know, like that's where the water just sits. Maybe if we bring them both down so it's just under the water, let's see what that looks like. There we go. And have mossy rocks there, so it's more of an algae forming rather than a moss, you know. That sounds a bit better for me. Oh, it's dinner time, Okapi. I just said you're getting some dinner. There we go. Have a good 4th. Is that the date? 4th of July. Oh, of course. It's what's All Countries Matter Day, right? Yeah, American Independence Day. Well, I hope you can have a good American Independence Day if that's something you celebrate. Oreo. All I can hear in the background is Oreo. Making noise. There we go. First thing about when I was sick because of no reason. I think it's just something I ate. It's not coronavirus. Well, let's hope so. Right, we need some of that. Come on, yeah. Not that big there. That'll do. And we'll just drop that in. So there's a little bit in the crevices there. This is not a like perfect rock, you know. It's just got a little bit of growth growing in. That's good. And then maybe even a third. Get over here. Throw it down low. Hi Sarah, how's it going? Hope you're well. Bring a third into the water there. These things grow nice at the water, I think. I think they grow nice at the water. I'm not 100% sure. They look like they do. Not like that. That's good. Yes, there we go. So if you look in that as a patch, that's what you want. Really sort of heavy foliage. I think that's it. That looks good. Hey, Puppy. Where have you been? Bothering. I bet. Bother. Okay. So yeah, I think that mossy rock just under the water is pretty awesome actually. I think that's worked a lot nicer than I thought it was going to. So I found on Screen Mirror the Disneyland fireworks show from my mom today on the TV. It's a favourite white show of all time. Oh, that's awesome. They do have really good fireworks, Disney. I will give them that. They do have really good fireworks. So mossy rock fall. There we go. Do you have any tips for a new person to Planko? Go and watch my Planet Coaster tutorials. Use lots of real life references. Look at stuff in real life and try and replicate them. It's a good way of getting stuff done. And zoom out. Have a look. Have a look at the larger space that you're working with. Make sure you don't get a bit too focused down on the fine details. Oh, and use pieces. I've got loads of advice actually. Use pieces for not just for their requirement. You know, not just what they're designed for. Sorry, probably a better way of putting it. So, like, I mean, here's quite a subtle example that we're using these mossy rocks as an algae coated rock. But the sort of concept is there. You know, use stuff that for reasons other than what it's meant for. I admire your patience with rock work. It's all it is patience, honestly, and I'm not number one at it. There's much better rock workers out there, but it is definitely patience is a big thing. One rock at a time. The thing I will say, and again I've always said it about rock work, is change the rock up. At least change the direction, but preferably change the actual rock. If you're doing like a large expansive rock, right? Change the rock up every time. The worst thing you can do for rock work is this. Right? That looks awful. So the next best thing you can do, at least, is this. Right? Then that's rotating them each time. The next best thing you can do is changing heights as well. And really pushing them into each other. Right? Even that looks better than that, and much better than that, obviously. But then the best thing you can do, if you want to do some really good rocks, is to use a different rock every single time and really sink them in. Try and think about how that rock could have formed. So that's quite a sharp line there. So if we put something down behind it, as if it's fell from it at some point, just starts to give you a bit of dynamicism to it. Yeah, there's a quick tutorial on rocks. So don't do this. At least do this. That's probably better. That's the best thing you can do, right? There you go. There's the 4 stages of good rock work. But again, I am no expert. I just know what looks good for me. How do you do with the scale so well? Mostly just fight the game, because the game consistently wants to build too big. Yeah, which can be quite tricky. Listen, I'm just going to have to go to the bathroom. I won't be 1 second. Excuse me. Hey, sorry about that. Let me know how people make the small custom information signs. I can't find pieces small enough. So that's mostly, like, we come over to here now. Bear in mind, I did not make these. These are from the workshop. But mostly it's art shapes sunk in. Okay, so if you look at this, for instance, if you look around the back of this, it gives you a bit of an idea of what we're looking at. Even if we get rid of those, you'll see that it's art shapes that are sort of sunken in, or in this case actually looks like little brackets or pieces of guttering even, but you can see actually that's what it really looks like, but with the other side removed you get more of that. So it's definitely sinking things in. He's great for that kind of smaller detail. Mike Sheets is a pro when it comes to rock. He sure is, yeah. I don't know if he's producing that much at the minute, but yeah, when he was really into the game, he was making some pretty awesome stuff. He did some great rock work for me and Nina Kanata. Okay, let's go. I don't want to go crazy with the rocks here, but I do like the big problem is like at a glance you don't really see them, right? We know they're there, but it's a lot of work for something that you don't really notice. But I still think it's the way to go. So we'll carry on. Put this one in. But yeah, scale is definitely a problem. I mean, even with these rocks, they're all massive. So, you know, you've really got to sort of sink them down and just use bits of them, really. You see here that we're only sort of actually getting out a really small amount of the actual rock to use. Now I'm using the same rock pattern here, so we've got to make sure we twist it around. It's more suitable. Yeah, that's good. So again, we've got quite a harsh line here on the rock, so that would make sense to me to have a really little bit. Let's maybe come down off it. A long time ago. Yeah. Spent chance with the Animal Crossing content, but lately started watching your other videos, really enjoying Planet Zoo, and now considering getting it for my birthday. Awesome, Beccasaurus, thanks. I mean, all the stuff I play has got a bit of a running thing. I mean, Animal Crossing to a lesser extent, but I'm really interested in anything where you can sort of stretch creative muscles. That's the stuff I really enjoy. Is the stuff where you decide on how things look, and obviously there's a big part of that to Animal Crossing, but if you are a little bit limited with Animal Crossing with it working on a grid and you know, just being sort of furniture options and stuff. But yeah, I think if you enjoy my Animal Crossing content, chances are you'd probably enjoy other stuff on the channel. Yeah, hi everyone. Hi Neve. Hope you're well. Okay, yeah, that looks good. There's a little bit of a sharp line there. I think maybe something just to kind of smooth that down a little bit. Oh, I bought the coolest thing today, by the way, for Xander. If you want to see. Have a great day today. Excited to watch the stream. Cheer me up. Oh, sorry to hear that, Neve. Yeah, hopefully we can take your mind off it. Let me show you this. I've got for Xander that we've just ordered today. We're going to pick it up tomorrow. It's for his birthday, and it's incredible. Look at this. Boom. How cool is that? How old is he now? This will be his 3rd birthday. Evening, mate. Enjoyed the instructions 3D printing. Thank you, Baggies. Yeah, looking forward to bringing another episode of that. Started working on it last night, actually. Ready for next week. But yeah, how cool is that? Like, don't get me wrong, we haven't been able to afford this. Both my parents and Nicola's parents have put money into it, and his auntie and his uncle as well, and us. So we've all, rather than buying him presents and costing a fortune to ship them over the Atlantic or whatever, we've all put in and bought that. So that's going to go at the bottom of the garden. How good's that? I know, I would have killed for that as a kid. Right? It was my dream to have one of these as a kid, and we never did. Make sure you have sand for the sandbox. Yeah, well, it'd just be a box otherwise, wouldn't it? Kelly, thanks. So they make an adult version. They don't. And in fact, it even says on the description of this one not to have that many kids on it at once, because it wouldn't even have that many kids. You should look at reviewing Planet Coaster Console when it releases. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. How big is your garden if you can fit that in? It's big enough for that. It's got a it's currently got a 12-foot pool in it as well. It's quite a decent size, so that can go at the bottom of the garden and get set up. So yeah, I'm excited. The only thing I want to change about it is that the ABC thing there, the board at the back of the main area, that's actually just like a tarp, and I would rather that. I mean, that doesn't seem very safe to me. So I'm gonna get some MDF and cover that up. But I know kids are one things there. Yeah. See, the thing is, right? The plan was to just get him a slide. Like when I was a kid, I just had a slide. You climbed up one side, went down the other. You can't get them here. I don't know why. They have little ones, like little plastic ones that are like 2 steps up that like a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old could use, or they have these, and there's nothing in between. Like in the UK, you could go and buy a slide. Just you climb up 5 or 6 steps, it goes down. It's about 6 foot high, right? It's just not a thing here. I don't know if it's a health and safety thing or what. But they do have these. So I rang my parents, and Nicola rang her parents and was like, look, we'd really like to get him something for the garden, because the pool is great. Some MDF and chalkboard. Like, yeah, exactly, that's the plan, yeah. The pool is fantastic, but you can only really use that on like really good hot days. And although we do get our fair share of good hot days, you know, come September, we won't be. So you know, this will be up for his birthday in August, and then he's got it for the, you know, the sort of September October time when it's, you know, it's dry and but it's not so hot you can get in a pool. When I was a kid, we didn't have a backyard. We always had a backyard, but since he's been in Canada, he hasn't. You know, he lives in an apartment, so we're really glad that we're able to get that for him. So I appreciate all my family throwing in for that. So it's ordered. It's been, we've got an email saying you can pick it up, so we're going to go and get it tomorrow. And apparently it took the guy who reviewed it 5 hours to build, so I imagine it's going to take me about a week, because I'm not handy, and the chances are I need tools that I don't own as well. So that'll be fun. No aim. Just go through selection of animals and let Xander pick the next animal you put in the park. Yeah, why not? Grew up next to a beach in California. Being on the swing set will always be my favourite memories. He'll remember this for a long time. I hope so, yeah. And that's the other thing as well. It's like his mum. My mum was like, "Is he still like Paw Patrol?" And I was like, "Well, kind of, but you know, like he might not, you know." And you buy him a Paw Patrol toy, and he's got toys down. He's not. The kid's not spoiled, but he's got toys. You know what I mean? And he's not really that fussed with a lot of them. So I said, if you get him this, he'll get much more mileage out of this than any, you know, Paw Patrol figure or whatever, you know. So you know, I think it'll go down really well. I'm excited. I like Planet Coaster 2. Good stuff. Hi, Jonty. Hi, Planet Zoo creator. Happy 4th of July. Thank you. I don't celebrate it. I'm not in America, but I hope you have a great one. Okay, a little bit more rock work down here. I kind of like the idea of maybe these roots breaking the rocks up. So if we can get some like smaller ones in. Oh, we want mossy ones, don't we, really, for the algae. Sadly, I don't have Planet Zoo. Well, I mean, they're similar games, right? So sure that you can have a lot of fun with both of them. So we want the root to be in the rock, but yeah, there we go. We've come in here. How much have you been doing differently? How much have you been doing differently since you moved to Canada? I don't know really. Like lifestyle has definitely got more active. Oh, well, I don't know about active. Like I'm not going out doing marathons or anything. But we spend a lot more time outdoors here than we did in England, purely because of the weather. So that's definitely different. You know, we walk a lot more. We go to the beach a lot more. All that kind of thing. But quality of life just in general is a bit better. Like your money goes a little further here. So I've been able to purchase upgrades for my work, and you know, we've got slightly nicer furniture here and things like that we didn't have in the UK. But that's not necessarily just a Canada thing. That might just be because like my channel is earning a bit more money now, and Nicola's work is back where it was a good few years ago. So yeah, maybe that's not necessarily just a Canada thing. So if I move to Canada one day, I'd love to move abroad too. It was definitely a big thing. It was a lot of work, but I really am glad we did it. Are you alright? Yeah? Have a little sleep, are you? Okay. Just look a bit weird, that's all. Okay, so how about some rock work over here? Just come up out of the ground a bit. More of a rocky ground texture than rock work, you know. The DLC is 2. You know, World's Fair, Classic Rise, Magnificent Rise, and Vintage Pack. That's a good selection. Good section. USA Independence Day today. It sure is. Yeah. I know. Company for board. I miss the football too much. Yes, I'm not invested in sports at all in the slightest. But there's good sport here, I believe. I think hockey's a big thing. India people like, yeah, cricket's massive in India, right? Banging. What's that banging? That's not easier. So I'm just going to check his camera. Hi, Sarah. No, he's flat out. Sometimes if he wakes up, he like bangs his feet on the edge of the bed. Where's that Scaviolia? Right there, just to get a bit of ground cover in there. Well, the second most popular sport after football. What's that, sorry? Cricket? Yeah. By players, I imagine. Oh, no, I suppose viewing as well, right? I know in the UK the most popular spectator sport is like dog racing or something, just because of how many people go so often, you know, to go and watch. Some of those weird little blippy statistics. Hi, Red Robot. That's how my family plays beanbags. I have no idea what beanbags is, unless is it a thing where you just like throw beanbags into holes? Sounds really dull. Sorry. I'm sure your family have a great time. Lobster claw. And Planet Coaster now. Okay. Do you have a dog, Johnsy? I do. Do you want to see her? Why like proper like oink like pigs? These Okapis do. Yes, sure thing. Indy. Indiana. Do you want to say hello? How is it going today? Let's come up and see everyone. Yes. Oh, it's all blurry, Indy. Oh, my microphone, my camera's not like that. There you are. Say hi. Oh, you're looking sorry for yourself today. Hey? You're a good girl. Yeah, well, is that all we're getting today? You don't want to perform? Oh yeah, that's all you're getting today, I guess. Oop. There we go. Wait, what's her name? Indiana, her name is. I feel the regulars know her. There we go. Don't really play sport, but I used to play in orchestra and bands in my area, and I've been practicing using chairs for sympathy, like bongos and a snare drum. So are you're percussion? I suppose that's not the sort of thing you can have in the spare room, is it really? How's Indy's diet going? It's going well. She's got she's not fat, by the way. She has allergies, so we're trying to find a food that's right for her. Yeah, so we've kind of settled now on a dry food, which is a salmon and pea blend, and she's getting on really well with it. It's going down a treat. She's gaining weight as she should, and so far so good regarding like ear infections and stuff. So yeah, I think. I mean, you never speak too soon. I think we're on to a winner with it, so that's good. Thanks for asking. Do you know which sport causes the most Do you know which sport causes the most pollution globally? Ooh. Well, I mean, you would assume it's something with cars. F1 or something. But they're pretty they're pretty like fuel efficient and stuff, aren't they? And also you only go for like an hour or two. Oh no, actually they're quite long races, aren't they? But the thing is, you see, F1 is the first thing that came to my head, which means it's not the answer, because Tom wouldn't ask if it was something obvious like that. So it's going to be something less obvious. It's going to be something where it's not actually the sport, it's like the auxiliary systems in place for the sport that make it the most thingy. So it could be something that requires a lot of transport of people. So like the NFL flies people all over the place, right? Constantly. So if they include like the flights of the NFL, it could be that. And even like people following the sport. You know, it depends what they include as part of the sport, right? If you are specifically saying that the game in question, the start and end of the sport is the time in which people compete, then I would say it's probably like a form of driving. So not necessarily F1, but some form of car race. Maybe like the what's the one where they go across the Cannonball Run, something like that, right? If you're including the ancillary systems in place to make the sport happen, I'm going to say it's something that also requires a lot of movement and transport. Like what moves around a lot? Yeah, NASCAR, something like NASCAR if it's just for the moment of the sport. But if you're including all the sort of auxiliary stuff, which I think Tom will be, because that's the kind of question he would ask, I'm going to guess it's something like, it's got to be something that, yeah, I don't know. NFL, I don't know. Go on, what's the answer? So Johnny's also guessed F1 there. Look. Tom already answered. Oh! Puppy. All I can see is puppy spam. Cycling. Specifically the Tour de France, that so many cars follow them around. Right, there you go. So my logic was sound. Yeah, my logic was sound. That many cars follow around the Tour de France that it's the most polluting sport. Yeah. I mean, I would argue that if you took into account all of the air travel needed by football players, they'd be pushing it up there. That doesn't seem safe. What doesn't? If you're talking about like the rocks in the water, then you know you're right. How's Mickey on tablets? Yeah, okay. Doesn't really like being grabbed, but takes the tablet pretty well. So overall, we can't complain. Sorry, yeah, if you're talking about like the rocks into the water, you're totally right. But again, it would if I didn't do things like this occasionally, like every single piece of water should look like this really in the zoo, you know, and that gets a bit boring a bit quick. So occasionally we're going to do more of a natural water space. Although you're right, it isn't. It wouldn't be safe. They'd break a leg and all sorts. Yeah. Mossy rocks in the water. Again, it's meant to be like an algae build-up. It's meant to look like algae. Wrestling entertainment, year-round transport. Yeah, wrestling, but then it's not a sport, so. So I wouldn't necessarily include that in the list, but I would definitely say that the air travel of American sportsmen, sportswomen, is there, or women, needs to be taken into account on wherever this fact has come from. It's no different to their natural habitat. Well, no, it isn't different to natural habitat, but in their natural habitat, if they break a leg, they die, right? And that's not something you want to sort of push forward in zoos. So zoos make the places a little bit more safe than natural habitats, right? Hi, Jonty. It's been a while. Hoping your family okay. Hey, Pause. How's it going, buddy? And also, congratulations on the name change. I did see you tweet about it the other day. I think that's a great new outlet for some creativity. Hopefully, once you're back at the parks and they're safe and all that. I know they've opened up in the UK today. You wouldn't have seen me going to them. I wouldn't have been anywhere near them today, but a lot of people have. But yeah, Paul's parks and games, not games. That's good. My guess was shuffleboard or something else that's only ever played on massive cruise liners. Well, see that's a really good one actually. Yeah. But those surfing machines that constantly spray water out. The problem with that is the cruise liner doesn't exist for shuffleboard, right? Shuffleboard is a byproduct of cruise lining. Popping in very briefly to say hi and drop a like. We'll watch the VOD later. Thanks, Toves. Appreciate it, friend. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, we've got a rock there. Yeah, I didn't risk it today. Gonna have a distance trip tomorrow. Probably won't risk the rise yet, though. Yeah, I think. Well, at the end of the day, apparently being outdoors is like one of the better places you can be anyway. So as long as you can find somewhere that hasn't particularly packed the place out, which I think a lot of places are doing sort of low occupancy anyway. Actually, we went to the beach the other day and felt perfectly safe and socially distanced. So that's fine. My issue would be, with theme parks at the moment would be like having to queue up around like snotty teenagers who don't care. You know, that would be where my issues were coming from. Hey, do you like vids? Thanks, Stanley. Thanks for watching, pal. My guess was horse riding because of all the pooping and flying horses. The contest worldwide. There's flying horses? Pegasus? Sorry. The dad joke fell out there. Didn't mean it to. Love 3D print stuff too. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I really enjoyed making that. I've already started on episode 2 where we make Groot. And then episode 3 is going to be my Hero Forge model, and episode 4 is going to be supporting some D&D miniatures. I'm trying to learn to paint properly, and also supporting your local hobby shop, which is very important. It's already all planned out. It's really different content flow than Let's Plays. Like Let's Plays are a lot shorter span. Like I'll record something the night before it comes out, and then it finishes and I'm done with it. Whereas I'm hoping with the vlogs they have a slightly longer tail. That's a big issue with the other people. You can put in all the measures in the world, but it will always come down to common sense, which people don't seem to have. 100%. That's the problem. Is you can totally follow every rule yourself. But if other people aren't, if other people aren't, it doesn't matter, does it? You can stick as many stickers on the floor saying keep 6 feet away, but if people are ignoring it, then you're goosed, aren't you? You're goosed, boy. You're goosed. Spent a week in the National Forest of Northern Michigan. It was so great to get out of the house and enjoy nature while socially distancing. The beaches weren't busy either, which was nice. That sounds fantastic, Megan. I think that's that's going to be a lot of people's go-to for a little while now. Is getting back to nature and knowing that you've got those spaces there that are safe and distanced and clean and beautiful. I still want to get over to Lake Moraine at some point. There's the most gorgeous lake. There's the most gorgeous lake in Alberta called Moraine. It's a glacially fed lake in Banff, and when I first decided with my wife, when me and Nicola first decided that we were going to move to Canada, or at least sort of move to live in Canada, I was looking around at some pictures of places, just to get an idea of where we were going, and I absolutely fell in love with this picture of Lake Moraine. I'll show you now. There we go. That's a really freaking blurry picture of Lake Moraine. That's not good, is it? That's a really nice resolution of it. So, a nicer picture of Lake Moraine. There we go. That's better. Scale. Sorry, my mic's in the way. I don't really usually screen much when I'm streaming. There we go. Look at that. Oh, loads of chat while I was doing that. Sorry. Made Sherb. We're still working on Sherb. He's coming along, but it's a slow process. I'm having to learn new software for it and stuff. But yeah, we're getting there. Just spent a week in the National Forest of Northern Michigan. Beautiful. Oh, I did wonder when's the next aquarium vid coming out. Hopefully get one recorded tonight for tomorrow. Maybe the day after if a Timberborn comes out first, but it'll be the next day or so. I'm the only person that walks into shops immediately gets told off for going the wrong way, and all I did was walk through the front door. Yes, you should be walking out the front door. I don't know. Try running early in the morning. It's pleasant to be outdoors with no one out. Yes, and also with the weather as well, it's much better to go in the mornings. Love the 3D printing channel. Interested to see what you'll be printing next. Thank you, lol. Glad you enjoyed it. I'm only off from Scotland, and I thought here was pretty. I mean, Scotland is beautiful. Yeah. But look at that. And I mean, this isn't like it's like a Bob Ross painted it. I know, right? Looks like a lot like Swiss. It has got a bit of a Swiss feel to it, yeah. This is a PC game. I know, right? But that's the thing. Like, this isn't like a shopped image or anything. Like, if you just Google Moraine Lake or Lake Moraine, they all look like this. It's just incredible. It's glacially fed, and it's just. And one day I want to stand there, and honestly, for years now, I've had that image or a similar image as my background of my computer. You know, your wallpaper or whatever you want to call it. And for years before we got to Canada, it was always that's what I'm reaching towards, even though I live thousands of miles away from it. Yeah, like this, I can't look out the window and see this. London, where we are, is particularly flat. There's very little. We've got beautiful beaches. We're right in between two of the Great Lakes, so we've got those beautiful lakes that we can go and see. But yeah, it is a dream of mine to stand there and see that, and then go down into that lake and do some kayaking. That's number one on the bucket list. Yeah. Anyway, how did we get onto that? I can't remember. I don't know what we were talking about. Beautiful. Sure is. Sure is. I absolutely can't. Is there camping there? I actually don't know, you know. I don't know what's going on in Lake Moraine. I imagine. It says, is it open? The road's closed, so it's seasonal. The open again. So the lake opens again in May. Lake tourism. So there's Moraine Lake. Oh, it looks so good. Look at the kayaking on it. Look how clear the water was. It's like a swimming pool. Wow. So plan your stay. Like there's at least places nearby you can stay. There's like lodges and stuff. Jesus Christ, that's expensive. That's like a beautiful lodge to rent for $500 a night. But there's other lodges around for a better price. Oh yeah, I'd go stay in one of them lodges. I personally am kind of done with camping. Like Nicola loves camping. It's Alberta. It's in Banff National Park in Alberta. Yeah, Nicola loves camping. I really am not really into it, and I've done it a few times because she genuinely enjoys it. So I've gone, and I haven't hated it when I've gone, but it's just not my thing. And I kind of feel like I'm at the point in my life now where I can go camping and I can spend $1,000 on a tent and all the other crap that I need for it, or I can stay in a really nice lodge somewhere for a couple $100 and have a warm breakfast and a warm shower. Like, that's kind of how I feel about camping. But she's insisting on still wanting to go with Xander. She just loves the experience of it. I'm just not into it. Problem with camping is that if you're really good at it, it's almost as good as being indoors. Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. If you really smash camping at the park, it's almost as good as being in a hotel. That's really good. I have to say that to her. She'll hate that because she loves the outdoorsiness of it all. But get Nicola's a tent. Get Nicola a tent and put it up in the garden of the lodge. Did they never fix that? Watch this tree here. Watch this bush. Can you see that? It genuinely like grows bigger and smaller. I know you're thinking about Disney in a few years. Disney Fort Wilderness Campgrounds has cabins. They're really nice. You call it the camping experience. Yeah, I think the thing is the if Nicola was going to Disney, she'd be more than happy in a hotel. Nicola doesn't like to camp because it's cheap or because it's a way of being at places you wouldn't normally be able to go. Nicola enjoys waking up in a field, and I don't think she'd necessarily enjoy that knowing that Disneyland was a mile down the road. Like I think she'd feel that was fake. And we've obviously when we've been to Disney before, we've stayed. Well, we've never actually stayed in Disney in Florida. We always stayed off park, but yeah, I think she would feel like it was cheating. So I think probably what we're going to have to do is just every couple of years go camping for a week somewhere just to appease her. Is it camping in the UK a bit cold? There's usually a couple of weeks where you can do it and it's okay. In the summer, there's a place in Wales called Shell Island that we would go to as a big group, and that was fun. To be honest, we would go as like a group of 10 of us and all set the tents up with a thing in the middle for fires and stuff, and that was nice. And you wouldn't necessarily get that sort of late night all around the fire experience if you're all just staying in a hotel, Yeah, the quiet and the experience of being away. Yeah, exactly. That's what she's there for. And I don't feel like you'd really get that if you knew you were on Disney property. Camping Inc. Yeah, see, camping when it's really hot, you're right. It's no fun. Like because tents just boil, right? I really want to go camping again. Technically with you. It's just, it ain't my bag. It just ain't my bag. Like I said, I've done it a few times and I'll always do it because she really enjoys it, but I just, no. Shell Island isn't too far from where I am. Oh, awesome. So you know it then. It's not really an island, right? It's like a little peninsula it's like a tidal peninsula, but we've been there a few times with a group of friends, and it has always been fun. But the fun bit for me has always been just having the group of friends there, as opposed to the camp. Kind of want to get some vines going. these things seem like they could work. The idea of having some vines coming from these trees. Now I know this is a separate plant, but I think it'll be quite a fun thing to have. Give that tree a bit of a different look. Oh, that looks great, doesn't it? Just that few little vines there make that really pop. Geekism, what is your favourite holiday destination? It's a good question, Mark. It's tied for me between Disney World, Florida, or just Florida in general, actually, because I really love Universal. So Orlando, Florida, kiss me in Orlando, Florida, or there's a really small port town in the south of France called Cap d'Agde that I have incredible fond memories of going to with my mum and dad when I was little. Yeah, so that would be the two, and it's beautiful and it's really quiet and it's not touristy at all. Well, I'm saying that it's like French tourists will go there. There's no, I've never heard another English voice there, which is always nice. So yeah, I'm very much split down the middle when it comes to vacations. I love theme parks and theming and lovely hotels and things like that. But then I also love going and finding some random little speck that does the best moule marinière you'll ever have in your life. You know? Nothing beats waking up to the sounds of the forest, starting up a fire and sipping on instant coffee. See, to me, Megan, nothing beats waking up from a nice bed, getting a good shower and a hot coffee that you don't have to spend 15 minutes nursing over a little Calagas stove. Is Nicola a big theme park fan? She likes rides. She doesn't necessarily appreciate the theming as much as I do, but she really loves rides, loves roller coasters, and she's more of an adrenaline junkie than me, honestly. Like Nicola will take an intense roller coaster experience over like a themed dark ride, whereas I'm the total opposite. Give me a highly themed dark ride over just like a straight up coaster rush any day. But yeah, we both really enjoy theme parks. Her to a lesser extent than me though. If you do come to Orlando, make sure you visit Gateland before Orlando gets too old. I went to Gateland when I was 10. I have zero memory of the place other than knowing that I went. Like, I can't remember what's there. Are there rides there? Or is it just, like, come and look at some alligators? Do we want those? They're really big, aren't they? Have you gone to the Efteling in the Netherlands? No, unfortunately, I was planning on going the summer before we came to Canada with work. I was planning a works trip there, and it fell through, unfortunately. And then Canada happened. I would love to go back. I would love to see Efteling, and I would love to go back and do some of the European parks in general, actually. And I have floated the idea with Nicola of doing a 2-week European tour of working away sort of through France, Germany. I do sort of Disney and Futuroscope in France, and then moving into like Germany and the Netherlands and stuff. I would love to do that at some point, yeah. And I would love to go over to like the East as well and do some of like Hong Kong Disney and Disney Sea and places like that. Apparently they're just mind blowing. That would be another big. See, that's the thing. You see, my bucket list is really wide. I would love to do all the Disney parks, and I would also love to go and kayak on Lake Moraine. You know, like those are my two ideal vacations, and they're very, very at odds. Like I could never see myself. Well, I don't know. I could never really see myself being like a pass holder for Disney or anything like that, because I wouldn't want to go. I definitely wouldn't want to go more than once a year, and I don't think I'd want to go every year. To be honest with you, I like going to Disney I like the idea of going to Disney every few years. You know, so is that each time you go, there's enough of a difference. But I would like to go more often than I have gone, which was I went when I was 10, when I was 18, and when I was 31. So I'd like to go more often than that. I'd like Xander to go more often than that, but I wouldn't want to go like once or twice a year necessarily. I'm thinking about taking my son to Cedar Point next year. He'll be 9. I think that's great. As long as he's tall enough, Megan, he'll have a blast. The rides there are incredible. Spent a summer in Hong Kong when I was a teenager. Loved every second. The theme parks are decent. Yeah. See, that's my big problem. Is I would love to go to somewhere like that, but and I'd go to the theme parks, but then I would feel like I wasn't getting the actual experience of the city I'd gone to visit. You know, that can be a bit of a problem. Like until very recently, the only thing I'd seen of America was theme parks. You know, like I've since visited Kentucky, because we have family there. And I'd like to see more, and Niagara as well, which is getting a little bit touristy really, but I would love to go and see more of sort of real America when I'm able to. Hi! That wasn't a very long sleep. Uh-huh. I did say you could go outside, didn't I, when you woke up? Somebody's just woke up from their nappy nap.
I not want me.
You want to smack one tree?
Oh, there one tree.
Yeah, this isn't really a smack in the tree kind of game. This is more planting the tree kind of game.
I want the flowers.
It's not really water the flowers game either, I'm afraid. You're still tired, you are, look.
These flowers nice.
These flowers are nice, aren't they?
And I see one flower.
Can you see one flower? Hold on, let's bring it round so that you can see the animals. Tell you what, let's go and look at the little monkeys. Look at those little monkeys.
Running around.
Are they running around? Wow, way.
Daddy, look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah, I see that.
What's that?
Big monkey.
It's not a big monkey. What's this here? No? It's water. You say water. We're trying to work on our T's this week. There we go. Here you go.
Oh, one monkey's gone.
One monkey's gone. One monkey's here. Look. There we go.
Monkey.
There you go.
Another one over there.
Another one over there. That's right.
Another one over there.
There's lots, isn't there?
Another one.
Wow, way, lots of them. Right, well I guess seeing as you're up, that's the end of the stream.
I do one on there too.
Yeah, that's the little monitor so I can see what's going on.
And that big one.
Yeah. So what are we going to go and do now?
They out the garden. That's the bugs.
Play out in the garden and catch the bugs. We can go in the pool as well if you like. If you want to go in the pool. I think you're still tired. Yeah, he does that a lot. Speech is dead. Yeah, it's getting there, isn't it? Right. Oh! Should we go and have a little wake up? Have some juice? A little snack?
No more monkeys.
No more monkeys. Do you want a snack?
Yes, monkey.
There's the monkey.
And this.
Xander enjoy going to the zoo. He does. You like going to see the animals at the zoo, don't you?
Daddy.
Yeah?
Get out that box.
Who's in that box?
Animals.
What's this lady doing here?
Uh,
What's she picking up?
Monkeys.
Monkey.
Yes.
No, it's on the floor. Like what does Indy do on the grass?
Big poo-poo.
Make poo poo stinking. That's what the lady was doing. She was picking up the stinky monkey poo poo.
Oh, there, monkey Bill.
Yeah.
That makes poo-poo.
The monkeys make poo poo, don't they? Does it stink? You. Blech. Right, it's time to say bye to everyone then. As soon as you're awake, we'll go and have a little wake up on the couch with some juice and some snacks, and then we'll go in the garden, okay? Bigger. Oh, you want me to move that up? Well, I will once we said goodbye, okay? So
Bye.
say bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
You gonna look kisses? Good job.
Bye, monkeys.
Bye, monkeys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, monkeys. Oh no! My microphone, where's it going? You good? Oh, the monkeys have gone, kiddo. Oh! What's he doing?
In a box.